two concise questions, two somewhat less concise answers. Question number one: are MBTI and Enneagram compatible? I think they absolutely are. I don't see any reason why they would necessarily be exclusive of one another. They would seem to be addressing different focuses. You could find incompatibilities, I suppose, by saying a cognitive function model says the underlying nature of a person is determined by the order of their cognitive function stack, whereas the Enneagram says the underlying nature of a person is determined by which emotion, which negative emotion they are reacting to, and then the heart, mind, body. Well, I mean, you could say they're incompatible, I suppose, if you were looking for arguments to make. You could find a way to make those things conflict. And that's really what you're doing when you're looking for incompatibility, right? How can I make those two things conflict? But they don't feel very incompatible to me. They don't feel like they fit naturally together, exactly, but they don't feel incompatible either. So I would say they work fine. I like to actually use them in conjunction with one another a lot. I'd say I'm type 738 Enneagram and ENTP because I go NETI FE SI. I don't think there's any contradictions in those two things both being true. So, and I find myself more well informed about my own nature, or more well described by the models. Both of those things, I guess. Compton. This dog. Yeah, I find myself better described by the two models in conjunction with one another than by either model independently. The next thing I will say is the answer to the question, can an INFJ be a type 8? Well, Compton, come here. Compton, come here. Come here. Compton. Fucking dog, I tell you. Hi. Don't bother the neighbors. It's an interesting question. I like questions about INFJs because I feel like I understand them better than most people understand INFJs, given that they are so rare, and also that the real ones are so rare, and that they're by nature mysterious, you know? So the answer to that question is totally in certain moments or in certain circumstances. I wouldn't say an INFJ were likely to be 8 up front, but have 8 in the tri-type for sure. I know this because my INFJ friend becomes 8 when he's doing business deals, consumer with somebody that you do usually like cars, big purchases, Guitar Center stuff, or making a deal with the people you hire to do something, how much it's going to cost. He can be very assertive and me over you in those capacities, more so than I would ever feel comfortable being. And I'm considered, in general, more assertive, I imagine, more 8-like than he for sure. But at the same time, it's fair to say that these dogs are driving me insane. Lacey's gonna run off. She's a block away. I can hear her freaking out at somebody. Compton's running over here to tell me that's what's going on. Yeah, I know, Compton. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. No, I'm not going to get sidetracked on this point. I do think, though, that it would probably be in the third slot of the tri-type. I would say that, well, no, because probably, yeah, it would be in the third slot. I would suspect an INFJ would have heart first. So it's going to be 2, 3, 4 first, and then head, which is 5, 6, 7, and then body 8, 9, 1. So in my model, if you were to be an INFJ and you had 8 in the mix, it would be in the third of your tri-type position. So it would be the one that you manifest less often than the numbers that are ahead of it. That's my thoughts, anyway. Just my thoughts, as always. Don't consider me some sort of writer of truth regarding this or anything. Thank you very much for asking. I really appreciate it. I'm so sorry I forgot your name. I was going to walk over and find it out before I stop this. Hold on. Martin. All caps Martin, they call him. His name's Martin, but it's written in all caps. Thanks, all caps Martin, for asking the fantastic questions. I really enjoyed answering them. And I hope you enjoy my scenic backdrop approach to solving my lighting problem.